Imagine doing 10 hours of work in one. Not hype, that's my actual Tuesday. I'm Zoe, and this is AI with Zoe, the channel where we cut through the noise and show you exactly how to use AI to work faster, earn more, and stay 10 steps ahead of everyone else. Today, I'm giving you something most creators won't, not a generic list of tools you've already heard of. I'm handing you my exact personal AI stack, 7 tools, the ones I actually open every single day. The ones that have genuinely changed how I work, and the ones I'll keep using no matter what new shiny tool drops next week. And the best part? None of these require you to be technical. No code, no complicated setup, just practical tools that make you unreasonably productive. Stay to the end, I have a bonus tip on which tool to start with first. Honestly, that might be the most valuable 30 seconds in this video. Don't skip it. Here's the thing about AI tools in 2026. Over 100 new ones launch every single week. I've seen the posts, clicked the links, watched people spiral trying to test every single tool that goes viral on LinkedIn or Twitter. That is the trap. Most professionals treat AI like a buffet, a little of everything, and they end up overwhelmed and less productive than when they started. The people who are actually winning with AI, they have a tight, curated stack of tools they know deeply, not 50 tools they barely understand at all. So today I'm collapsing years of personal testing into 13 minutes. By the time you finish watching this, you will have a clear working AI stack, and you can literally start using it today. No fluff, no filler, let's get into it. Tool number 1, Perplexity AI. And if you're still using Google for research, I genuinely feel for you, because this tool changed the game for me, and it'll change it for you too. Here's what Perplexity does differently. It doesn't just surface links and hope you click the right one. It reads the sources, synthesizes the information, and gives you an actual answer with citations. Real ones, clickable ones, so you can verify everything you're reading. I use Perplexity for any quick research task, competitor intel, industry stats, understanding a concept I've never heard of. Things that used to take me 30 minutes of tab hopping now take 3 minutes in Perplexity. That is not an exaggeration. Here's the thing nobody tells you. The paid version has Pro Search, which goes deeper into the web and pulls from academic papers. If you work in finance, legal, marketing, any field where accuracy matters, that upgrade pays for itself in a single research session. Start with the free version. It's excellent. But trust me, once you use it, going back to Google feels like going back to dial-up. Tool number 2, Claude by Anthropic. And this one is my personal workhorse for writing, and I mean all writing. Here's why I use Claude over other AI tools for long-form work. It has an extraordinarily large context window. That means I can paste in an entire report, a contract, a research paper, a whole email chain, and ask it to summarize, analyze, or completely rewrite it, without it losing track of what I gave it halfway through. For professionals, that is enormous. Think about how much time you spend reading documents, drafting proposals, writing reports. Claude does a genuinely impressive first pass in seconds, not something you have to completely rewrite, an actual solid draft. I use Claude for scripts, for analysis, for punching up copy that feels flat. You can tell it to match a specific tone or writing style, and it actually does it. One thing I love, and honestly wasn't expecting, Claude pushes back on bad ideas instead of just agreeing with everything you say. In a world of AI yes machines, that's incredibly useful when you're stress testing a strategy or trying to poke holes in your own thinking. Tool number 3, ChatGPT, specifically GPT-5, which launched earlier this year. And I know what you're thinking. Zoe, everyone knows ChatGPT. But hear me out, because most people are using it completely wrong. ChatGPT is my brainstorming partner, not my writer, my sparring partner. When I'm stuck on an idea, trying to frame a strategy, or building out a concept I'm not sure about, I open ChatGPT and I think out loud with it. I'll say, here's my situation, challenge my assumptions, give me 5 alternative approaches I haven't considered. GPT-5 is especially strong on reasoning tasks. If you give it a complex problem and tell it to think step by step before answering, the quality of the output jumps dramatically. This is called chain of thought prompting, and it's the single biggest difference between people getting mediocre AI answers and people getting genuinely useful ones. Here's exactly how I split my stack. Perplexity for research, Claude for writing and analysis, ChatGPT for ideation and strategy. 3 different tools, 3 very different jobs. That's why I use all 3, and you should too. Tool number 4, Gamma. And this one is for anyone who has ever spent 3 hours on a PowerPoint and hated every single second of it. Gamma is an AI presentation tool that generates a full, polished slide deck from a prompt or a document. You describe what you want or you paste in your notes, and it creates a complete presentation, layout, design, imagery in under 60 seconds. I am not exaggerating. 60 seconds. I have used Gamma to turn rough meeting notes into client-ready decks during the same meeting. I have used it to pitch ideas I hadn't fully planned out yet. The output is genuinely impressive for something that takes less time than brewing a coffee. Here's what professionals in marketing, finance, and consulting are quietly discovering. The person who shows up with the most beautiful deck wins the room every time. Gamma makes that person accessible to everyone, not just those with a full design team behind them. Start with the free tier. It is more than enough to see why this tool is transforming how professionals work. Tool number 5, Notion AI. If Claude is my writer and ChatGPT is my brainstorming partner, Notion AI is my second brain, and arguably the most underrated tool on this entire list. Notion is a workspace tool, documents, databases, project boards, and the AI layer built into it is genuinely powerful. After every meeting, I paste in my notes and ask Notion AI to extract action items, decisions made, and open questions in seconds. Clean, organized, done. I also use it to build knowledge bases. Anytime I learn something valuable, a framework, a workflow, a hard lesson, it goes into Notion. And because the AI can search and surface information across your entire workspace, it's like having a personal assistant who remembers everything you've ever written down. For teams, this becomes even more powerful. All your notes, projects, and documents in one place with AI that can answer questions, summarize context, and help new team members get up to speed instantly. If you've been sleeping on Notion AI, this is your wake-up call. Tool number 6, ElevenLabs. And this one is deeply personal to me because you are literally hearing it right now. ElevenLabs creates AI-generated voice audio that sounds genuinely human, not robotic, not uncanny, actually natural. It is how I produce the voiceover for every single AI with Zoe video without recording a single thing in a studio. But here's why this matters beyond content creation. Professionals are using ElevenLabs to produce training videos, internal explainers, product walkthroughs, and client presentations without booking a recording session, hiring a voice actor, or even owning a microphone. You upload your voice once, the tool clones it, and from there you type and it speaks. For anyone in content, marketing, education, or communications, ElevenLabs has collapsed the cost of audio production to almost zero, and the quality barrier completely gone. Tool number 7. And this is the one most people skip entirely, which is exactly why it's my secret weapon. Make.com. Make is an automation platform. It connects your apps and tools together so they talk to each other automatically, without you writing a single line of code. You build visual workflows called scenarios, and they run in the background while you focus on actual work. Here's a real example. When someone fills out a form on my website, Make automatically adds them to my email list, sends a welcome message, updates my tracking spreadsheet, and notifies me in Slack. That entire chain, I set it up once. It runs forever. Now imagine doing that for the repetitive tasks in your work. Reporting, client onboarding, data entry, social posting. Every task you do more than twice is a candidate for automation with Make. Here's the thing nobody talks about. Automation is not just for engineers. Make's visual interface makes it genuinely accessible. I set up my first automation in an afternoon with zero coding background. This is the tool that multiplies everything else on this list. Without it, the other 6 tools are great. With it, they become a machine. All right, let's pull it all together. Here is my exact daily AI stack. 1. Perplexity for research. 2. Claude for writing and analysis. 3. ChatGPT for brainstorming and strategy. 4. Gamma for presentations. 5. Notion AI for organizing and remembering everything. 6. ElevenLabs for voice and audio. 7. Make for automating the repetitive stuff. That is it. 7 tools. Honestly, I don't need anything else. And here's what I want you to walk away with. You do not need to use all 7 at once. Adding 7 tools to your life on the same day is how you end up using 0 of them. Start with 1, get good at it, then add the next. The stack compounds over time, just like any real skill. And here's the bonus I promised. The order to start in. If you are brand new to AI tools, start with Perplexity. It is the fastest to learn, the most immediately useful, and it will show you results on day 1. Once that feels natural, add Claude. Then ChatGPT. Build the stack 1 layer at a time. Trust the process. It works. If this video saved you even 1 hour this week, do me one favor. Subscribe to AI with Zoe, because I drop these kinds of breakdowns every single week. And drop a comment below. What AI tools are you currently using? I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one.